By the way, I haven't followed a lot of what Candace Owens has done.
Oh, we have. Yeah. We've been following all of it. Mm-hmm.
But I will say what I have seen, there's a difference between a possibility and evidence for a possibility. You can speculate on anything you want, but unless you have evidence, shut up.
Woo, he said it. He said it. Hey, I mean, listen, Frank Turek's words are substantially stronger than mine.
All right, let's get at it. Ruslan recently looked at what Frank Turek had to say about evidence and as well as about Candace and all of that. Let's jump into it. Here we go.
By the way, I haven't followed a lot of what Candace Owens has done.
Oh, we have. Yeah. We've been following all of it. Mm-hmm.
But I will say what I have seen, there's a difference between a possibility and evidence for a possibility. You can speculate on anything you want, but unless you have evidence, shut up.
Woo, he said it. He said it. Hey, I mean, listen, Frank Turek's words are substantially stronger than mine. That's what he said. I didn't say it. He said it. But he's onto something unless you have evidence for something. And what is the evidence that we have seen from Candace Owens? We've seen some text messages that were addressed by Turning Point. We have seen just her hunches. She doesn't know, but she knows.
We did run out of the new tumbler, but we restocked it. So we don't know, but we know. We have that back up in stock. We just added that today.
That's the evidence.
Let me help you out, Ruslan. We got to do a better job than that, man. You got to do a better job. Here's a better one.
I don't know, but I know. You know? I don't know, but I know.
You got to do a better job, Ru. Got to get a better one. And then also, this is something else that Candace does.
You don't get to ask those questions. What's wrong with you, Mom? Why are you so scared?
There you go.
Evidence is, trust me, bro.
Okay, because all you're doing is causing dissension among the brothers, which is something the Lord hates. If you want to present a possibility and say, well, this could be true, okay, it could be true, but don't accuse people for doing something for which you have no evidence.
Okay, now again, if you guys haven't seen John McCrae's video, he had an amazing banger, the What Do You Mean channel, with Jay Warner Wallace, who's a detective, and he talks about how in different cases there are possibilities of all kinds of stuff that happens, but that is not how you come to a beyond a reasonable doubt conclusion on something. And so he talks about when they're picking witnesses for juries that they say, hey, if you need every single question answered, you're probably not going to be a good juror witness because there's something impeding on your thinking regardless a reasonable conclusion. So that's what Frank Turek is getting at here regarding the whole Charlie Kirk assassination. There's all kinds of stuff that's possible. Anything is possible, but what's reasonable and what can be proven with evidence. And by the way, not all evidence is for everybody with regarding the FBI investigation, because if they give you everything they have, that can potentially mess up their own case. That could also signal to some of the people that they may be looking at that could be accessories after the fact that can also provide them a defense ahead of time before they're indicted. So that's why the FBI doesn't just give everybody everything. That's not how investigations work. But let's let Frank keep cooking.
I heard today, I guess I hadn't seen it myself, but I heard today she was judging people who didn't act the right way. I don't know if anyone seen this video? She, according to Candace Owens, these people did not act the right way after Charlie's death. Like my friend Mikey McCoy, the brilliant 24-year-old who at the time when Charlie was shot was 23.
Okay, this is what Frank Turek is referring to Candace Owens talking about McCoy. Okay, check this out.
Mikey, in less than a second, does something that I find to be quite strange. He puts his phone to his ear and he begins a conversation. Mikey didn't have time to dial, okay? You can't dial and put your phone to an ear in 0.834 seconds. The next time that you're going to see Mikey McCoy, as we just showed you, is in just under 2.5 seconds on the other side of the tent. So when this clip was brought, that seems automatic, right? 0.834, that seems pretty quick. No, he doesn't do that. We even have him in front of Charlie's car. When Charlie is brought to the car, the waiting car rather, he is still on the phone. And I can show you the clip of that. Take a look at this. Don't worry, we'll slow it down for you. See him in the background with the backpack. The only logical conclusion that we come up with was that Mikey was already on a phone call at 12:23 p.m., by 12:23 p.m. And I want to be clear, we're not here to make assumptions, okay? And we wouldn't have
you
to
are,
make
though.
any assumptions if Turning Point USA could just tell the truth.
So she says she doesn't want to make assumptions, but that's literally what she just did in that clip. And why is this dangerous? Well, first of all, this could be alluding or insinuating that an innocent man, a friend of Charlie, somebody that worked with him, could be in on it. And again, there's enough crazies on the internet, like we saw with the Texas man recently arrested because he thought Seth Dillon from the Babylon Bee and all these other people were in on the conspiracy to assassinate Charlie Kirk. Meaning that these insinuations, this approach of just asking questions, is not without consequences. There are ripple effects to this. Outside of folks like Frank Turek, who personally knew and were close to Charlie, and Charlie's friends and the folks who worked with him, this has the possibility of impacting crazy people in the name of just asking questions that can then go on to bring actual harm, or at the very least, we've seen threats of it. And that is why I'm not going to back down from this. The Candace Owens stands aren't going to bully me into being quiet because, oh, this is not a nice video. Can you just get back to talking about Jesus? I think these are important conversations to have because as people are coming to the faith, especially post Charlie Kirk assassination, our church is packed, record attendance every week. There are going to be people that are looking around, seeing the landscape and being radicalized with some of this crazy thinking regarding what is real and what isn't real. Okay, let's get back to Frank Turek.
And was a hero that day. He apparently didn't act the right way, according to Candace Owens. He didn't act normal. Newsflash, there is no normal when you're in shock. There is no normal when an abnormal thing happens. Some people are going to act one way, other people are going to act another way. You don't know how you would react.
The most despicable part of acting normal, quote unquote, is the attacks, not by Candace Owens yet. Hopefully she won't go this low, but other people on the internet going after Erica Kirk because she smiled at the memorial, because she appeared on the Charlie Kirk show and was telling stories and laughing and saying that's not normal and that's not how a widow acts a week or two after her husband is taken from her. That is utterly despicable.
I didn't know how I would react. The only reason that I did what I did is because I thought about it beforehand. I was afraid somebody would take a shot at Charlie. And I thought to myself, if it does happen, what am I going to do?
And by the way, remember, the initial reports were that Frank Turek was in on the conspiracy because he was standing next to Charlie and rubbed his ear or something like that. This was going mega viral. He had to go online the day of or the day after and dispel this nonsense. Okay, so again, this approach of insinuating and just asking questions is not without a ripple effect. Okay, so he says that he thought about this and this is how he was able to be prepared and do everything he can to help Charlie after that.
And what I wanted to do would do anything I could to save him. In that sense, if it had to happen, I was glad I was there because now I know there's nothing I could have done. Nobody could have done anything. He was gone already. We learned that later when we got, looking at him, I thought he was gone, but it was verified when we got to the hospital. But don't say that because I'm observing, psychologists know you can't even get in somebody's head when they're on the couch.
Yeah, but you have Candace making definitive statements in the name of just asking questions.
Just asking questions.
Because of her gut and her woo-woo instincts.
And yet you're going to judge people on video from afar? Save it. You're adding pain to people who had enough pain.
And shout out to Ruslan as well as Frank Turek. I think this is an excellent reminder that, hey, man, asking questions is fine, but trying to take your questions to the next level and take your questions above and beyond is way too far. I'm going to leave a link to the What Do You Mean channel down in the description. I did a review of both of his videos, John McCrae's videos, and they're excellent. But I'll leave a link to the original videos down in the description as well for you to check out because I think they're extra helpful in navigating this time and space. But let me know what you think down below. Do you agree with Ruslan? Do you think that this is the right way to handle it? Do you agree with Candace? And we keep asking questions and speculating and throwing out narratives and all that stuff. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. Appreciate you. Until next time, everybody. Grace and peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jay Witt Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.